Hi, this is Jim Lyon, the host of the All That to Say podcast. Before you dive in today, be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can catch all of our fearless conversations.
We did something pretty simple. Looking back, at the time it felt pretty revolutionary. Now looking back, it seems kind of obvious, but we'd never done it before, so it felt new to us. These pastors we were meeting and praying with to say, how do we better communicate the good news in a united way in Portland? We were kind of working toward a big evangelistic outdoor music festival, and we'd already experimented with things like having an action sports area and a family fun zone, a food court, and corporate sponsors like the Portland Trailblazers and Wells Fargo Bank. But we felt that we needed to build trust with our city leaders. And so these pastors asked Dad and I to go meet with the mayor of Portland. And to our knowledge, this was the first time this had happened. And at the time, the mayor of Portland happened to be the first openly gay mayor of a top 25 city. So that came with its own feelings of from him, I'm not sure I can trust these Christians, especially these evangelical Christians. Now they want to meet with me. Why do they want to meet with me? And from our standpoint, we're thinking, will the mayor even take a meeting with us? We're pretty sure that as an LGBTQ plus leader, maybe his experience with people like us hasn't been that positive. But we felt a conviction to go see him. And honestly, the first words out of our mouth, we didn't really know him, were, Mr. Mayor, thank you for serving our city. We, as a Christian community, we know that we're known more for what we're against rather than what we're for. We don't love that. We'd love to change that. And so if we could mobilize, and this, I wouldn't recommend this necessarily. I don't know where this number even came from, but somehow out of my mouth came, if we could mobilize 15,000 followers of Jesus from these different churches to love and serve Portland in partnership with the city. We're not sure what that means, but we do know that you're more in touch than us with the most important needs in the city. Would you help guide us? We're not asking for any money. We're not asking for any influence or favor, but we're frankly embarrassed that we haven't had this conversation before. So we kind of dumped, it didn't take that long, but I think he sensed our genuine humility and kind of this chagrined feeling of how have we not had this conversation before? And also I'd say a very much a legitimate owning of our mistakes and our unintended communicating that we're holier than thou, we know better, and we don't really care about the city, and we're basically anti this group and anti that group. So he took that on board, and to his credit, even though he didn't know us that well, to his credit, he believed that we were willing to mobilize people, and that led to a year-long massive effort, hundreds of well-planned efforts to love and serve the community. We went way beyond the original goal of 15,000, almost 30,000 folks from hundreds of different churches in the Portland area. I know in some cases it was simply us, meaning the body of Christ, shining a light on things that would have happened anyway, but nobody knew who was doing what. It was kind of why would anybody be tracking and pulling people together who shared interests? Oh, you're interested in foster care. That's great. Or refugee community, or partnering with public schools. Wow, there's already 30 churches that were partnering with schools. We didn't even know about that. What if every single public school in the metro area had a church that came alongside and said, humbly, how can we love? How can we serve?